It's a big game. Both teams know it. If I go by how we practiced yesterday and the energy that the guys had, I thought they did a great job. Hopefully we'll continue the rest of the week preparing with a lot of juice, a lot of energy, a lot of excitement about what's happening. If you add energy to your practices, they tend to go better. So hopefully I won't have to give them some kind of fire and brimstone speech to get them going. I don't think I'll need to do that.
How hard is it to get your guys up for every game? You can't be down to lose.
It's hard. I think every coach knows it's impossible to be at your emotional peak, physical peak every week. It's just hard to do, and that's probably part of the reason why anybody can beat anybody any given day. But that's why, we talk about creating good habits in practice, because that's kind of what you fall back on when the emotion stops or when you get fatigued. What you have left is your habits. What you have left is how you've prepared. And hopefully that will carry you through when you are a little tired, or you're not maybe as excited as you might have been the week before, or even in the first series compared to the sixth series of the game. Emotion tends to wear off a little bit, and then you get into the heat of the battle, and you're left with your conditioning and you're left with your habits.
You touched on the parity there, and based off of last weekend, is this the most parity, the most equal playing field you've ever seen in college football?
Well, it seems like it in our league anyway, and we've known for years that just about anybody in our league can jump up and win the division and win the league, but it seems like every game's up for grabs across the country, and I think that's good for college football.
I had a couple guys say that last year when they faced Missouri, they just didn't think Missouri was that good. One guy said they took them lightly.
Who said that?
George Jenkins said they took them lightly.
Jordan Jenkins did?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's what happens when you're a freshman or junior, sophomore, whatever he was. That's not a good thing to say.
We have a situation now where they're not taking them lightly, but you said that the practice was up, there's more energy yesterday. What are your guys taking from last year's defeat into this year?
I don't know, other than and the bottom line is either team could win. Both teams have good players, both teams have good coaches, both teams got a lot at stake. So it's going to be a heck of a ball game.
What do you see on film from Missouri that concerns you the most?
Well, they just play very hard. Defensively, they got two edge rushers that are two of the best in the league. I think they're number 1 and number 3 in the league as far as sacks, tackles for loss, all that kind of thing. They don't give you anything on defense. They force you to drive the field. They don't give up big plays. They keep everything in front of them. They rally to the ball. They knock the heck out of you trying to knock the ball out. Offensively, they do what they do. They spread you out. They get the ball to those receivers. Got a quarterback who's athletic. He's rushed for 124 yards on top of 14 touchdown passes. So he's a guy that's an issue. Both of their backs are very talented guys. Their number 2 back is the number 1 kick returner in the league and averaging over 12 yards a punt return. They're a team that wins. They're used to winning. They're playing at home, and they're playing for a lot. So it's going to be a great challenge.
How do you feel about Chubb getting the freshman SEC Player of the Week?
Well, I'm happy when our guys get those types of accolades. It means they had a good day. And Chubb is a very talented guy and got a lot of yards on not many carries. He's a real tough physical ball player and very conscientious with his assignments and pass protection and things that a lot of people don't really notice sometimes. But for a freshman, he's done very well, and I'm happy for him.
Is he in a situation now where in a road game like this, and as important as your protections are with those edge rushers, where you guys trust them in those big situations?
Well, I doubt we'll have many times that we'll ask them to block those guys by themselves. There are times we do that, but usually it's a quick passing game, and they may, sprint up on a guy and try to cut block him, get his hands down so we get the ball thrown. But if we're going to hold the ball for any length of time, it's going to be mostly up to the tackles and maybe the guards if we're sliding our protection a certain way. We may ask our backs to what we call a chip block, where they'll get a little piece of the guy on the way out to help the tackle, but I doubt we'll have them just one-on-one with those guys.
Can you talk briefly about your disciplinary policy and why you are how you are about that?
Well, I think Georgia's a great place, and I think that it's a privilege to be a player at Georgia, and I think that I owe it to the university and to the team, the rest of the team, to make sure that everybody there is doing right. And if you don't do right, then you might lose that privilege, that opportunity. I don't enjoy letting a guy go, but sometimes he makes a decision or a series of decisions that cost him that opportunity. So all those guys, I wish them well, but I can tell you that the guys that are here are doing things right, and they deserve to be around teammates that are going to do right.